Outside Pfizer Forum, it's the Beer District, home of the NBA champions in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. One game down of our 6 on Triller and Fight here in the Big Three, week number 5, and gearing up for game number 2. It's a good one. Tri-State and Power here from Milwaukee. Let's take a look at the updated standings. Ghost Ballers, an impressive opening win over Three's Company, 50-38. So along with the triplets with 4 wins as we begin the second half of the Big Three season. And welcome back inside Pfizer Forum. Ed Cohen with the head coach of the triplets, Lisa Leslie. They're up in game 5. Meanwhile, in game number 2 coming up, you have Tri-State, a team looking for its 4th win. They want to join you guys. Power under Nancy Lieberman, 2-2, trying to get above 500 once again.
Well, they are. In Nancy's team, they've had a plethora of injuries, and so here they are. The Cat is back with Katino Mobley, and we're looking for them to really get out there and just try to figure out, find a way to win, even though they don't have all of their soldiers with them.
Well, Katino Mobley, Lisa, you mentioned, Cat is back. They missed him last week. He was out with a right leg injury, but he returns here in Milwaukee. Remember, there's also a game on Saturday for everybody in the Big Three down in Chicago. So a big stretch. Here's what they missed. A guy currently among the league leaders with over 19 per game.
Well, 19 points, but we know the Cat can do everything. This guy is prolific from 3-point. He can shoot the ball, but he also one of the best post-up guys. Had a stellar career with the Houston Rockets, and so listen, he is the leader. He's the engine that makes the team go. And he said, no matter what, you got to go with the players that you have, find a way to win, and he has to be patient with some of the new guys on the team.
Let's take a look at the Power roster. Derek Byers in, along with Dusan Bulut, the greatest, arguably, of all time in 3-on-3, and Darnell Jackson as well. Joe Alexander lost for the year to a torn pectoral muscle, and Glenn Davis out today for Power. On the other side for Tri-State, that's who the opponent is for Nancy Lieberman's team. Lisa, you were the champion in 2019. Nancy Lieberman leading Power to a title 3 years ago.
Yes, well, the great the great Lady Magic is what I meant to say. And Nancy Lieberman there, someone who I really respect, and she knows it's such a difficult time when you don't have all of your players and your pieces. But she said, you know what, Lisa, we coach who we have in front of us, and that's what I'm going to do today. So she's going to find a way to get Power and try to put them in position to win. On
the other side, Tri-State, really good start for this team led by Captain Nate Robinson. When they move the ball, they're as dangerous as any team going right now in this 4th year in the Big Three.
Well, that's really the key for this team, moving the ball around. They're going to play small ball, and when you talk about small ball, you have Jason Richardson out there, Nate Robinson, and Justin Dentmon, who just got added and came in with a nice showcase, you know, for his first game last week in the Big Three. But small ball is their thing. They're going to switch on all of their screens, and so we'll see how that works for them because Power has some big guys out there.
Here's a look at the Tri-State roster with Nate Robinson, Justin Dentmon in week number 2. You have Tony Roden with a deep bench along with Earl Clark and Jay Rich, the co-captain. Now, Dr. J, Julius Irving, is not with the team today, so one of his running mates from Philadelphia, his good friend Steve Mix, the mayor from his days in Philly, is coaching Tri-State here in week number 5.
Okay, Steve, but I see you didn't switch your outfit up and take Dr. J's spot because Dr. J come in as the cleanest man in every building he steps in, but we're going to go ahead and see if Steve can hold that spot for the doctor.
Hard act to follow, to say the least. Key rules, first to 50 wins. There's no game clock. And the one-shot free throw, either 2, 3, or 4-point range. 4-point shot, unique to the Big Three. One of 3 4-point circles. If you make one from 30 feet away, it is worth 4 points. All right, Tri-State and Power was a great matchup 2 years ago in Miami. Jay Rich, along with Earl Clark, and Nate Robinson and Richardson off the mark on the opening 3. Power with Darnell Jackson, Dusan Bulut running the pick and roll, and Jackson and one. Chance at 3 for Power.
Now Power needs to take advantage of Jackson's size on the inside because Tri-State wants to play small ball. Well, hey, you got a big fella who can finish.
Come down one.
Good job for Jackson on the inside, finishing for 2.
Veteran of 3 NBA seasons, missing the free throw. Earl Clark, New Jersey native. Trying to get it back from Robinson. Good D. It's going back to Power.
Well, Nate Robinson thought that Clark would continue to the basket, and he saw him. But Clark stopped short, and therefore it ended in a turnover.
Jackson, a little look on that hook shot. 4-0 start. All points from the 35-year-old.
That was a nice touch on the inside. Big fella with the touch. Remind me of somebody I know named Al Jefferson. Ooh, shout out to Al.
We're going to see you guys in game number 5.
Yeah, when you look at it, the big guys. Also, you know who else has a soft touch like that? Big Baby, who he's standing in for. That's who you want to take after. Nice soft touch around the basket.
Darnell Jackson won the national championship with Kansas. The legendary Chalmers shot 2008. Bullet drills the 3. Dusan Bulut coming off a bronze medal with Serbia in the first ever 3x3 competition at the Olympics. Timeout Steve Nicks. A 7-0 start for Power in Milwaukee.
Well, Dusan, yes, we know off that bronze medal. Last week he said, he was a little jet lagged, but he's ready today. Comes out firing. And he talked about really having to fill some big shoes and help Cat because they recognize that they're missing so many players, and he didn't want to let them down. That's the way you step up.
Lisa Dusan Bulut wanted to sign him in 2019. The Ball Hogs did. Ended up staying in Serbia. And this from the Olympic Games in Tokyo, and now finally making his long-awaited Big 3 debut here in Milwaukee. Second game this season for the guard for Power.
Well, I know it's tough to have the title, the best 3-on-3 player in the world, and then you come over here to the Big 3, and you're not better than Joe Johnson. I'm not sure what that looks like, but we're going to give Dusan a chance to make a name for himself here in the Big 3.
Earl Clark off the dribble. First points for Tri-State, courtesy of Earl Clark.
Well, Earl Clark has to take advantage of having the big guy on him who's not as comfortable being outside to keep guarding him. And Clark can knock down those shots from the outside.
Jackson leads in, banks it through against Jay Rich. How about the start for Darnell Jackson for Power?
Darnell Jackson recognizing he's got to take up some space and do what Big Baby would do, and that is dominate on the inside in the paint, and he's doing just that. Jackson right now, again, the face up, uses the body, nice little step through, coming through for Power.
You can speak to this. I mean, there's something about consistency in the Big 3. You have all 6 players back, Lisa, for the triplets who won your championship 2 years ago. For Nancy Lieberman and Power, the roster's evolved a bit over the last couple of years. There's no Royce White today, no Glenn Davis, so who's next? How about that pass? Jackson slips it, and Bulut with the finish.
Jackson with a nice bounce pass with the curl from Dusan. I think it's been interesting because Nancy's actually had a plethora of players due to injury. They lost Birdman. They just lost, Alexander with the shoulder like she's had. They lost not Katina Mobley. They lost their main captain, Corey Maggette, from an injury. So she's definitely dealt with coaching with players that have dropped off due to injury and having to go into the pool and picking up players from the draft pool.
How about Johnson with the nutmeg through the legs of Earl Clark? Yes, Bulut drills the 3.
That was a nice pass. And Power really coming out strong, 14-7.
Bulut with the 3. Andy Magic's team in front in Milwaukee. Week 5 of the Big 3. Last meeting, Tri-State Power, one of the great moments in Big 3 history. Nate Robinson shaking free of Big Baby Davis, who catches his former teammate. Boom! Shrek and Donkey reunited in Miami a couple of years ago. What a finish for Tri-State. Nate Robinson, the captain of Tri-State, and he is with John Spider Sally.
Captain, I never saw guys pull the referees to the side to explain a play. No, it wasn't a play. You know, Cat got old school game. So he can set screens and hook, and, you know, he got little tricks. And I'm trying to tell him, just take a look at it. I don't want you to call it, but just look. They getting too many open shots. So that's why I was on the ass.
Are you snitching on Cat?
Am I what?
Are you snitching on
I don't snitch. I'm just letting him know.
You let him know. So you don't want to do the little tricks back to him?
Nah.
I got to teach him some tricks. We're back to y'all.
All right, guys. Nate Robinson. Dr. J. Lisa said about Nate, he's so unpredictable, which can be great because you just don't know what he's going to do.
Unpredictable can be good and it can be bad. But sometimes Nate comes out and he is on fire from three, able to get to the basket, and he's also that energy guy that can get the crowd going. So you gotta love it when it's working. When it's not, then you're like, oh dang, Nate, come over here and sit with me.
Nate Robinson, 5'9", three-time slam dunk champion. By the way, just a veteran foul by Mobley.
Yeah, it was a tough foul, but he knew he wanted to make sure that Richardson wasn't able to put that ball in the basket. So hard fouls are needed at times.
Cuttino Mobley, not just a great NBA career over 11 seasons, which was cut short because of heart illness in 2008, but you think about what he means to the Big Three and winning that second championship, first for Power, back in 2018.
Absolutely, and he's just a player who really knows about winning. He has a good attitude and energy. He's excited about his team, and he's the kind of player that wills other people to make them better. And he sets the tone for Nancy, and Nancy's grateful to have him.
Oh, my God!
His shot Clark, but he's fouled. Dusan Bulut with the first 4-point shot so far in Milwaukee. Nails it.
Yes, and Dusan said, what? Lisa, I heard you talking over there about me. Let me show you why they call me the best 3-on-3 player in the world. Take this. 4.
You know, this is professional 3-on-3 basketball, and this is someone who is really considered the best 3-on-3 player the world has ever seen. So you come to the Big Three where the rules are different, and all of a sudden you have the specter of a 4-point shot. Pretty cool. He sizes it up and he drains it. Jackson doubles, late whistle, a foul here on Tri-State, and it's on Jason Richardson. Power with the 18-11 advantage on Tri-State here in Milwaukee.
And now here, the decision for Tri-State by Coach Steve to go small ball. And he has 3 smalls in. They're going to switch on everything and see if that works out for them. But the rebounding game is going to be what's most important. It's a little bit easier for Power to be able to rise up over the top of smalls and knock down jumpers, as we just saw Derek Byers do right there.
Tri-State won a goaltending. Jackson, corner tray. Bulut, big rebound, and the finish. Dusan Bulut putting his mark on his first half. And Power, 2 points from getting this game to the break.
Well, here's another matchup that would be considered a mismatch with a big out on Richardson, and he's not able to capitalize.
Derek Byers added just a few days ago to the roster. Can't finish. Loose ball foul here on Power as Roden wrestled the rebound away.
And as you can see, this is a very physical game happening, but Power doing a nice job of trying to put the pressure on Tri-State, taking the ball to the basket. Didn't get the call, but a good idea to get in there. The team that stays the most aggressive has the most success.
Right on cue, Tony Roden with the finish. But this first half, it has been all Power. Derek Byers, teardrop, doesn't get the roll. Jay Rich attacks into the lane, leans and scores. Steve Nicks, Lisa screaming, saying, where's the N1?
Well, it was a great drive. I don't know that it was necessarily a foul happen, but Richardson doing a nice job of putting that ball in the basket and staying focused with contact.
Bullet hangs, no shot, fouled by Justin Denton. Dusan Bulut with 14 points, including a 4-point shot of the 23 for Power.
Well, Bulut doing a much better job of just staying aggressive here and looking for his shot. I think last week he was a little bit more passive. Hey, he's not jet lag anymore. You got to put pressure on each player and on each possession. And let's see why you are considered to be the best 3-on-3 player in the world. Show me something.
He was in Tokyo last week. That's a lot of frequent flyer miles.
That's a lot of frequent flyer miles. But here he is. He wanted to come and get some, so let's see what happens.
Tony Roden presses it in. So Roden with a couple of drives for Tri-State. All of a sudden, it's a 6-point game at 23-17. To the high post, Jackson, runner, it is good. Blocking foul on Jay Rich, and a chance at 3 as we've reached the break in Milwaukee. They're going to wave off the shot, put it on the floor.
Well, that's a chance that Tri-State wants to take. Playing small ball means you got to guard a big man, and the big man's not playing. He is coming through the lane with elbow, arms, belly, everything he has. And so Jay Richardson takes the brunt of that hit. But, yeah, you might want to get somebody in there bigger on a big toe.
Earl Clark, he's the answer. Bullet against Denton, runs into his own man. Dusan Bulut.
Get out, get out!
Tri-State a 6-0 run. Denton on an island with Bullet. Behind the back, crossover, fade away. Air ball, fires, missed it. That is good. Now, they're saying it did hit the rim, and they're going to adjust this and say it was not an air ball, really close. Get another look to see if it did, if anything, just glance off the iron, but that's the call from Dave McAndrews.
Wow, so I'm surprised they didn't pull it out. His teammates yelling to him, the ball, does it hit the rim? I guess no one else is worried about it, so we'll move on. Okay, here's Cat with the ball. Cat knows what time it is. His winning time, all he needs is 2 points. He's serving just for those 2 points. Show him how to do it, Cat.
The wily veteran gets us to the break, and Power leading Tri-State 25-17. Coutinho, Mobley, and Power, strong effort with 14 coming from Dusan Bulut. Halftime of game 2 in Milwaukee. Fight and Triller. Download the exclusive Victory app in the App Store and Google Play Store for exclusive content, highlights, stats, and merch. Download the Victory app today. Halftime of game 2 from Milwaukee, and Howard, champions from 3 years ago, leading Tri-State 25-17. And going back with the Hall of Famer Lisa Leslie. Well, Howard got off to a really good start, and the biggest reason why, how about Dusan Bulut from Tokyo to Dallas and now getting it done in Milwaukee?
Listen, Dusan, it really came out playing well. He talked about being jet lag from last week. This week, no jet lag. 14 points, 2 for 2 from 3-point range, and he's really taking the challenge on, knocking down the jumper, and just patience. What I like is that he's not trying to force it, get the pass, put the nutmeg there, able to finish on the inside, and then the step back 4. He said, what? You don't get a hand up, you know what I do. Coming in nice off the board with the putback, really doing it all for Power and leading the way. He recognized that they are undermanned right now, if you will, stepping up big.
And he's been waiting, ready to talk to John Sally.
All right, Bullet, last week you said you were jet lagged. Lisa Leslie said you put it together today. How you feel? I feel much better than last week. We are one-man short in rotation. Just hopefully we will get that momentum, you know, keep going in the second half. So did you fly first class to Tokyo? Did you get extra point? Squeeze spot, and the mom with the baby next to me. All right, good luck today.
Oh, man.
With the baby.
The baby. We love you moms out there, but that's rough. When you're on a long flight like that, next to the baby, after a while you realize the baby's legs on your tray table. Next thing you know, you're holding the baby.
We've never flown with our baby. He's almost 16 months, but I might have to call you for a little more advice.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's rough. Especially when you're by yourself. Every now and then you're like, sir, I'm sorry, but I need to use the restroom and I need you to hold my baby. Just hold on.
For this young man, he's not that young, Dusan Bulut, 35. Bronze in Tokyo with Serbia in the first 3x3 competition. Began playing 3-on-3 as a child. He said in Serbia, we don't play 5-on-5. We play 3-on-3. And 3-on-3, it's played everywhere in the world. This guy may be the best at it in terms of the specialty of it in the history of the game.
Well, I believe because he's had so much experience and he's played it in professional competition more than probably most, he's considered the best. But we already know who the best is, and probably in the world, and that's ISO Joe. And just because I'm his coach, I'm always voting for my player.
Well said. Jay Rich popped out, tipped in by Richardson. Great concentration there by Jay Rich.
Jay Rich doing a nice job getting on the boards, and they know they got to put a lot of pressure here on Power because you have Tino on the floor. Dusan moving really well without the ball. They're trying to take advantage of the smalls.
Good help by Richardson. Follow the bouncing ball. Poole goes out of bounds.
And how do the two smalls allow the big to out-hustle them? But here, Richardson comes back. He misses that. And the first player who knows it's a miss is Richardson, and he's the first player back to get that rebound.
Jay Rich, 13 NBA seasons. Bulut from 4-point range nearly beat the clock.
Nearly beat the clock off the one leg. I want to see that again.
Earl Clark hits it, knuckleball over Darnell Jackson for Earl Clark.
And that's a key matchup there because it's going to be important for Clark to continue to pull Jackson out and hit those jumpers over the top.
25-21 Power. Jackson doubled, stripped by Clark, good D. Mobley, 3 to shoot. Hits the 3, Coutinho Mobley getting it done at the right time for Power.
You know you better get that cat off that three-point line, brother, or the ball's going through the net. He's so smooth.
He's got 5 now. Jackson the strip, the save. Mobley the catch, the give, and Bulut with the finish. How about that work off the steal by Power?
Yeah, and Jackson out of bounds, may be hurt. He comes up a little gimpy because he ran after that ball and saved it. And that's the last thing Power needs is another injury and not enough players on the bench to even sub in. Tough.
They're without Glenn Davis, Royce White, and Joe Alexander done for the season, the 3 biggest guys. And now Jackson on the bench. Clark over Bulut, won't go. Jay Rich, another offensive rebound. Clark against the smaller Bulut is fouled, so make him earn it at the line. But to your point, you have to find a way if you're Power to defend the post now.
It's going to be tough, and when you look at Jackson here doing a nice job defensively, he's sliding there, and somewhere in between him running after this ball to save it. And maybe the young ladies on the side hit the back. Oh, he slips over the back on the floor. And that may be where his injury occurred.
If that's my backpack, I'm slowly getting outside the arena.
Yeah, and that may be something Ice Cube will look at. Maybe you have to back up some of those people that's on the baseline. You know, you have the cameraman on one side. It's tough. These guys are playing. Ooh, Nate Robinson on skates.
Bumped, flips it up, and scores! And the foul! Nate, flex my man, chance at 3.
That was a nice move, and that heavy was just enough to get Nate an opportunity to get into the air. And then Byers is who hits him from the back, which was an accidental contact, but you know what the refs say. Don't matter, count it.
Nate Robinson, he's due for one of those types of plays every single game. And Tri-State again, back within 6.
Well, Nate Robinson, he's a fighter. He's active all the time. And because he's small, you underestimate him. And then here he comes coming through. And he can dunk on you. He can knock the jumper down. He does so many great things, you know, in spurts again. And like Dr. J said, unpredictable.
Loose ball foul here on Derek Byers for Power. Last week, a win over Threes Company. Tri-State had 3 players scoring at least 15. Earl Clark, one of them, stripped by Mobley. Yet Clark, Justin Denton, and Nate Robinson, each with at least 15 points for Tri-State.
And it's interesting here because you see Cat with this lineup. They're trying to do a nice job of stopping the bigs on the boards, and Power just really has to take their time. Their ability to execute and move well without the ball is what keeps them so tough, and their ability to score.
Dusan Bulut to the rim with the little teardrop. And Bulut with 14 in the first half. And now it's 16 for the game.
16, and that hezzy was what got him to the basket. But let's see what the defense is like. Nate Robinson coming off the screen, pick and roll. They're fighting for the rebound. And that time, not able to come up with it. But Dusan, again, checks out the bow. That little right there, that body is what helps him, actually. There's a lot of contact, but he was able to go finish at the rim. And when you're playing 3-on-3, that's the other thing. It's very tough to help. So there's no shot blockers out there to stop him at the rim.
Cat gets the roll. He's got 7 now. And Power, a game Tri-State has really been playing from behind since the start. A 10-point lead. Robinson by Bulut. Lost it to Richardson. Hits the three. Created by Nate.
Nate doing a nice job. And that put a lot of pressure. Nate's drive to the basket is what allowed that to happen. The defense collapses, passes it out to Richardson. He's able to knock down the three.
Tri-State into this game, Lisa, winners of 3 in a row. They lost their opener to Three-Headed Monsters. If they win here, have to come back first. They match their win total from 2 years ago. Mobley splitting a double to finish in the foul. And Cat with a chance at 3, getting it done for Power.
And did you remember me telling you that Cat's post-up game is nicer than most big men games? When he played for the Houston Rockets, this guy had great footwork and was able to post up guards. He still has it. I don't care how old he is. That kind of footwork in the paint against a big or a small. Cat Mobley.
You know, in Houston, he teamed with Steve Francis in the backcourt. That would be a great big 3 backcourt.
Especially in their prime. Like, we wouldn't be able to see them in their prime with both those guys out here, and all you need to do is add a post. But we are where we are, and Cat still has the ability to knock down jumpers and still has that post-up game on the inside.
Jay Rich, Tri-State hanging tough, but Power in game 2 in Milwaukee with the lead over Tri-State. Lady Magic, Nancy Lieberman leading Power. They lead by 10 over Tri-State. Nancy Lieberman is mic'd up in Milwaukee.
Be aggressive, be aggressive. Just make sure you don't get stuck underneath that double pick. There was a lot of space, just go through it, okay?
Lisa, you can relate to the job Nancy Lieberman has done, winning a championship in 2018. You won a year later with the triplets.
Yes, it's all about preparation and opportunity and equal success. And Nancy and I, although people talk and ask us all the time, how is it being a woman coaching men? It has nothing to do with that. It's about the preparation. We're prepared. Ice Cube and the Big 3 has given us an opportunity and, well, an equal success.
Nancy Lieberman, 3rd year as head coach of Power. Clyde Drexler was the coach in the inaugural year in 2017. As Jackson, good D by the Tri-State. It's going to stay with Power as it's knocked out of bounds. But the players talk so much about Nancy's preparation, the video clips, what happens each week, and you've really taken a page from that as well in the way you've coached the triplets. It's been so much fun to watch what the 2 of you have done last 2 championships in the league.
Well, I think it's just a matter of your work ethic and how you come at it. And we both, obviously, all these coaches and the Hall of Famers throughout, we all love the game. We all understand the game. And it's about how you motivate people also. It doesn't have everything to do with just X's and O's. It's how you make people feel about themselves and how they want to come out and how you can make them better.
Great pairing in terms of the captain, Katina Mobley, and the Hall of Fame coach. Mobley with another bucket, gives him 12. 39-27 Power. Denton nearing the baseline, step down, turnover by Tri-State.
And that's good defense. Cat Mobley, he may be an older guy, but he's still a veteran, understanding how to keep these young guys right out in front.
Turnover, Richardson. Denman gets by Bullet, dumped down low. Roden, no, tip, no good either. Third chance, that's there for Tony Roden.
And that's just a good effort, staying on the boards. That time Power missed the box out. Roden having 2 and 3 efforts. Obviously, he's going to make one of those.
Bullet with Roden on him, find the shoot. Dusan Bulut, pull up 3, hits it. As he was clotheslined by Roden, he wanted a foul. Dusan Bulut with 21.
21, and he talked about being ready to come back. And yeah, last week, not his greatest game, but he's definitely making up for it this week, folks. With another, what? Pump fake, step back. He said, what, the shot clock running down? That don't mean nothing. Give me one.
Jason Rich, a little more conventional in his drive to the basket, but you take Bulut's 21, Mobley with 12. Those two shining for Power right now.
And here's Mobley again on the block with the post up, fake, turn, fadeaway jumper, making sure the official knows that he got hit on the wrist. That's just a veteran move there.
Right, sir.
That looked very close to the championship winner in Brooklyn a couple of years ago. That soft little fade. And now going to the line for that 2-point shot.
And when I look at it closer, I don't even know if he got hit on the wrist, but it's just the fact that he yelled like he got hit. And it happened so fast for the officials. Oh, are we bringing the fire?
Steve, big surgeon.
Oh, here we go. I love it. You know why I get so excited? Because this takes us back really to the playground. And I say it every single time. In that moment when you got fouled and you like, let's check out whose ball is it? I'll play you for it. You know, kids, we've been doing that for years, and so you roll it out and let's play. Here in the Big Three, we happen to have officials, but go ahead and let them know what the rules are.
Lisa Leslie, Taco Bell, bring the fire. Challenging their shooting foul. Steve Mix, a great sixer. Cuttino Mobley's a Philly guy out of Cardinal Doherty. He gave him a little stare saying, you didn't do that, did you? Mobley against Roden. Pull-up jumper. Off the mark. Just stop for Roden, and is successful. Bring the fire challenge by the mayor, Steve Mix.
Well, that's all you can do with Cat Mobley is hope he missed, because that was an uncanny, unusual miss for him. Ew.
Tony Roden with the finish.
Ooh, Tony Roden said, get some. Come on, Dusan. I saw you got 21 points, but what's your defense looking like? Oh, that was nice.
Byers, Bullet, and Mobley for Power. Mobley against Roden. Bottom shot, no good. Tip is good. Cat just sneaking in there. That was Wiley.
I can only laugh because Cuttino Mobley is nice. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what his age is. I don't care if his beard is gray. That man is nice on the block.
Jay Rich, nice answer. I mean, it is really physical out there. They're letting a lot go in a good way.
They are letting a lot go, and so you have to understand when the officials are letting you play, then play. Stop complaining about it and just step your game up.
Look at the boxing out. Comes to Robinson. Tri-State down by 9. Jay Rich, quick hook over Mobley, and Richardson again wants a foul. Said, did you hear the clap?
Well, he got slapped, and he has a valid argument, but hey, if this is how they're letting you play, you got to play. You just got to stay still.
Now, they pulled Bullet's jersey, and Richardson saying, if you're going to call that, why not call the foul that I should have had? Let's look.
Well, here we are. You see the slap happen from Cuttino Mobley, and we heard the slap happen. So Jefferson, Richardson there with a valid point, and then you come back and you call this foul. But here's the deal. I'm from the mindset that if the officials are allowing you to play, then you have to step your game up and get more physical and get to the basket, get the call you want, or put the ball in the bucket. Period.
Boom.
Microphone drop. So let's go. Step it up.
How about this? Point game. Robinson missing a 4-point shot. Power is 4 points away.
Thought that was Boots for a second. I was about to say, Nate was going to knock it down.
Mobley, Cat, not there. Roden clears. Now drives, bumped. Shot is good for Tony Roden. Solid game now 10.
Yes, and so Power's up 46-39 with a chance, if they hit a 4-pointer, to close out this game.
Point game, Darnell Jackson fouled and gets a 2-point shot against Jay Rich to get a little closer for Power.
Well, nice job on the inside, but Tony Roden really just trying to keep the team in the game. Doing a nice job of attacking Mobley there on the block.
Same fouls happen on the right side.
Every fucking call, bro.
Hey, easy with that one, Nate.
Tony Roden gets a breather.
Easy.
No, easy, I'm telling the truth.
This guy's been a hero in some ways for Power here today, because you think about the absences, who's not here, and that Joe Alexander's done for the season. Shot no good. Mobley skied for the rebound. Still point game. Bullet has swarmed and fouled. Doubled by Denman and Nate Robinson.
Well, it's definitely physical inside, and when you have all these smalls in the paint, they are coming up with the ball, and Dusan doing everything he can to try to get that ball up. Nate trying to knock it out. It's tough because they have all these smalls in the paint, and then they're crowded. But whoever can come through with this. Here he got Dusan again at the free throw line with an opportunity to get 2 for 1. And he does. So Power still game point.
Remember last season rather, Tri-State with the buzzer beater. Robinson won the game. Power trying to win this one as Robinson hits the 3 over Mobley.
That's a nice read by Nate. So Tri-State having and putting themselves in a position, just fighting for everything they can to stay in.
Point game for Power. Need 2 more points. Mobley against Clark. Coutinho Mobley, drop off. Bullet to the rim, denied. Earl Clark with the block shot. Leaves Power with 2 to shoot.
2 seconds on the clock, and that move has got to be a much more, a stronger move to the basket.
Cat does not get a shot away, and Tri-State getting the stop. Still in striking distance, down 6.
Well, the 2 seconds really threw them off. You want to get that ball, I would think, to the big man inside who's closer to the basket. The Cat loses the ball and gives Tri-State another opportunity.
Robinson faked the 4-point shot, bumped on the 3. It's no good, but he's fouled by Bullet. So little Nate to the foul line, or rather the arc for 1 3-point shot.
Well, Nate comes with all the antics, and again, the unpredictable pump fake, jumps into Dusan, who then is called for the foul, and now he gets a chance to shoot a 3-point shot.
Again, for those new to the big 3, if foul shooting a 3, you get 1 shot from the top of the arc. If you're foul shooting a 4-point shot, it's 1 shot from the circle. And obviously, foul shooting a 2, it's at the foul line. Keeps the game moving. Pace so important in the big 3.
Absolutely, and Nate just, he knocked down his first 3-point shot, so we'll see if he can hit another one.
Here he goes. Jackson with the rebound. Power, still point game. Robinson flying, that's offensive on the screen set by Jackson. And again, when you're on the verge of victory, those little things keep the window open for Tri-State.
And here's the deal, when you look at the fouls, 16 fouls, so now Nate Robinson only not having a chance and opportunity, who sold that foul, who gets a chance to shoot the free throw, but they also will get to keep the ball if he can make it.
Robinson converts. 48-44 now. Power still with point game. Now Bullet was going back to inbound, but it's...
Take it, let's go.
Tri-State made it. Robinson blows by, hangs, can't finish. Gets it back though. Robinson for 3. Off the mark, rebound Bullet.
Power struggling just to get 2 points underneath.
Cat, no, popped out. Loose ball. Jay Rich clears. Richardson over Jackson. Robinson, he's there first. Jay Rich for 3. It's good this time. spin. And now if they put him at the line, a chance to win the game with this free throw for Power.
Well, this is a chance that Bulut would not want to miss, because if you're the best 3-on-3 player in the world, prove it right here.
Dusan Bulut gets the bounce. Power with the victory in Milwaukee. A nail-biter in game 2, but they survive and get to 3-2 over Tri-State.
Well, a really well-fought game. Great strategy for Power, who, again, undermanned, but found a way to win. And hats off to Dusan, who really showed up and showed up. 27 points, 2 rebounds, 3 3-pointers. Maybe this was really his debut for the victory.
Triplets 4-0, Ghost Ballers 4-1, and Power on their heels. Dusan Bulut with John Sally.
We thought a great game. You won it. Thank you. Yeah, with a very, very lucky foul shot. Yeah. It was both sides, you know. We started playing physical in the end, you know. Nobody wants to lose. And then, you know, everybody's trying to be physical and trying to get the best of it. You know that you got Cat will go crazy in the locker room if you lose a game. I didn't know Cat would go crazy in the locker room. Yeah. I didn't want to be in that boss fight back in Chicago with Nancy and Cat when you lose the game. All right, you got 1 day off, and see you on Saturday. All right, that's it.
All right, John. We appreciate you, but we appreciate Dusan Bulut more. 27 points. We'll be back. Stay tuned with the victory.